All right. This is the Tell Me About It podcast. I'm Stella Graham. This is where I'm going to talk to interesting people and learn some stuff because I am a little bit thick, people. My guest today is the fabulous chef, Paul Foster. Mate, how are you?
Good. Yeah, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
It has. It has been a wee while. Now, if you are not familiar with Paul, let me just run through a short bit of his awesome cooking career. You've worked in a multitude of fantastic restaurants all throughout France and the US, all over the place. But more impressively, you opened your own restaurant in Stratford-upon-Avon called Salt. I've been to it. It's wicked. And you got yourself one of them stars, mate.
I know. Yeah, lifelong goal. It was, yeah, probably the proudest moment in my career, really, to get a Michelin star.
Now, I was just about to ask, how do you pronounce it? Are you a Michelin, a Michelin, Michelin,
I'm Michelin. Yeah, most
Michelin?
chefs tend to. You get the odd Michelin, but that
Yeah,
throws me off a bit. That does. Yeah, no, Michelin for me. Some say
Michelin.
Michelin, but yeah, I'm not too
See, that
specific
just
on
makes
it,
me think of
really.
the big dude with the tires.
Well, that's who it is. That's Bibendum. Yeah,
That's probably. See,
same
this is
thing.
why I need to talk to you, Paul. I need knowledge, mate. I'm
Exactly.
thick. But
Yeah. Well, that's why it started from in France, finding good places. They wanted to sell tires, so they created a book where you could drive to nice restaurants,
there we go. And
essentially.
they thought tires, food, it's a natural pairing, isn't it?
Exactly.
Is that a
Exactly.
Coventry City mug you've got there?
Of course it is. Yeah, representing. Yeah.
Yeah, see. Yeah, I was just about to say, you, like me, we're both Coventry people. So you're a City fan, obviously.
Yep, I have to be.
That's sort of the curse of being born in Cov, isn't it? If you came out of Walsgrave Hospital as a Coventry kid, you've got to be a City fan.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to support anyone else when I was a kid. I was told you have to be Coventry. You can't be a Glory fan. No chance.
Exactly. Exactly. So as well as so you've got, I'm going to call it a Michelin star. I don't care. You've got your star.
I'm happy with that.
You've written a cookbook, your first
Yep.
cookbook. So you've got your own podcast, The Nightcap, which is wicked, which I've been listening to. You've opened a cookery school, which you've now put online. So there's like a
Yep.
masterclass. Are you trying to make the rest of us feel bad?
I don't know. I just take too much on, and there's still things at the moment I'm working on. Just I don't know. I've always been guilty of trying to do too much, and I'm not good if I'm not busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I work well under pressure, and most chefs do. If I've got hardly anything to do, I'll get nothing done. If I've got loads to do, I'll get
Mm-hmm.
it. I'll get it done. Yeah, we opened a cookery school up last year above the restaurant, and we only just launched it. And then obviously this whole pandemic. And I'd
Mm.
always had this idea of this online cookery school, but just never had the time, money, or inclination to really do it. So yeah, I just thought it was a good time, and I wanted to do something that's not really out there. So it's all 5 to 10 minute courses that you can,
Nice.
if you subscribe, it's £12 a month. I upload high quality content every month, 2 or 3 videos per month, and you've got access to all of it at any time you want. But it's like little key classes, so rather than it being overwhelming, so there's one where it's just how to make a pasta dough.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch that as many times as you want, pause it, use it, and then once you've mastered that, then there's how to make a tagliatelle, agnolotti, and then there'll be ravioli ones in different dishes. So you take that base and then you turn it into something, and you just gradually learn how to cook.
That's pretty sweet. See, I could have done with something like this because I did a cooking course years ago. But full disclosure, I grew up in a house. I did not learn how to cook jack shit, mate. I knew nothing. So I
Me
turned
either.
up. I went to this class. Right, here's how clueless I was. They would give you like a list of ingredients. You had to go and get the stuff, and I was just like standing in front of the herbs and spices, being like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. And one of the ingredients we had to find was fish sauce. Now, bear in
Yeah.
mind, this was sort of like early-ish 2000s. So Google wasn't quite what it is today. So it weren't as easy as you could just pull out your phone. Oh, yeah, there we go. So I'm wandering
Hmm.
around this shop. I couldn't find it. But what I did find instead of fish sauce was seafood sauce. So,
Oh
so
no.
I turned up to the class. Now, if anybody is listening to this who is as thick as I am, right? Fish sauce, it's sort of like a darkish looking liquid.
Yeah,
So when I turn up,
smells like death.
oh yeah, it's awful if you spill it. So I turn up to the class and I'm like, hey, I couldn't find fish sauce. Well, this do, and I just brandish this like pink, creamy looking, and she's like, no.
I bet they still talk about that now. Do you remember that time that girl coming with the Mary
Oh,
Rose sauce?
I know. So this is great because I mean we can't come to your restaurant right now. Everybody's doing the sort of, well, I say everybody, a lot of people are having a go at cooking. So I would be keen to check out your masterclass. But what I need from you, Paul, is knowledge. As I said, I am a little bit thick. So my question to you is, what do you think we should be eating more of? Like, what in the food world do you think maybe gets a bit overlooked?
I think we should really, like the way the world's moving, I think it all should come back to a good balance. So biodiversity, I think, is the key for the future of food and farming. I think anything that is way too extreme is bad for us and bad for the planet. So if you are, I mean, I love red meat. It's one of my favorite things, but you should not be eating that every single day. I don't believe if the whole world went vegan, I don't think that would be good for the planet either. I think a good balance, just like kind of like I do, is once a week red meat at most. Chicken, fish, vegetables, and just a good balance of food. And I think we need to keep it as simple as that and not overcomplicate it. Make sure we're eating the right things at the right time. Not importing too much. Here at the restaurant, we have your lemons, your limes, and your other things that you use on a small amount, but it is about using what's good around us, what's in season, and then you're just promoting that biodiversity and that natural farming, because the planet will look after itself in that way if you keep that cycle going.
Because I mean, funny you should mention all that lovely sounding meat, because I am actually doing vegan January at the minute, which I know you're a big fan of.
I love it. Yeah, you did it last year as well, didn't you?
No. I did it in 2016, and it was hard then because there was not so much stuff everywhere. And I thought, maybe it'll be a little bit easier this time. But I do want to tap into a bit of your chefy knowledge, because let's have a chat about tofu, mate. What can you do with it apart from like stick it in a blender, blitz it up, and then throw it in the bin? Because I've put it in the air fryer, you marinate it, but when you bite into it, it's still tofu.
To be honest, it's not something I ever really use or have used much. I know some chefs that use it, but they'll blend it into like dairy and chicken stock, and
cool.
So you probably got 10% tofu, 90% good stuff, and it becomes something that it's not. I don't know. In Asia, they tend to poach it in like lovely flavored broths and things. And if you get the right one, because there's different types, isn't there? You get the firmer ones and the softer ones. I would kind of go for that. Really, I'm not an expert in tofu. I don't play around with it much because we got a bounty of meat, and I just use that. Even if we get vegans in the restaurant, we'll always do vegan 8-course taster menus, because that's all we do in the evening now is 8-course taster. We'll do it, but I won't just start getting these meat replacements in. We'll celebrate what we do and the way we cook. So we wouldn't put tofu on necessarily.
That's pretty impressive, because I'm already finding like there's only so many like beans, hummus. Like I've done so many things with hummus now. I feel like it's almost like the Kama Sutra of hummus. Like, how many different ways can you position hummus into some sort of dish? Or beans or lentils. Don't get me started on the gas, mate, because it's divorce worthy.
Yes,
it really is something.
It is. Vegetarians are known for their bowels in that respect. So I
thought you were going to talk about you put a thing on Twitter recently, Organuary.
Which is something I only saw recently, and it's a slightly different look at the way we should be eating and using the whole beast. You can't just kill an animal for its prime cuts. We've got to be utilizing the whole thing. One, because it's cost effective. Two, it's respectful to the animal. And three, it is just better for the environment, because there's some great stuff out there. I mean, I love pretty much all organ meat. Can't stand kidneys. Anything that filters piss, I just can't do it. It's the smell. Like steak and kidney pie, I won't touch. But liver, anything like that. It's cheap, it's accessible, and if you apply the right skill, it can be good. Like we've all got these memories of liver at school as a kid that was pig liver. braised beyond belief that it was just grey and it stunk, and that is horrible. And
Mm.
but it can be lovely. Like I did it. I tried to get my kids to eat it the other night. I cooked myself some calves liver, smoked bacon, caramelised onion, quite classic.
Nice.
Just pan fried it, really pink, and it was beautiful. They didn't like it because they were just a bit, I think, off put. But it's lovely, and it just reminded me of why we should be eating more. We don't eat that sort of stuff at home now.
No, not so
Don't
much.
see it much in the supermarkets.
Well, this was what I was going to say to you. So I've seen you on a couple of shows. You know, we saw you on Great British Menu on Saturday Kitchen Saturday morning with James Martin and stuff. And now these cooking shows crack me up because they'll say things like, at a quarter of a cup of venison stock, you can get that anywhere. And I'm like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Yeah. I've got a Sainsbury's local over the road. There's a Lidl down the road. I've got to hop on a bus now to get to Waitrose. But like just for the average Joe, I'm pretty sure they haven't got liver over there. And there's no butcher near me.
No, I mean, good farm shops. Like I was in when was it, Sunday? I had nothing to do, so I just went out to a farm shop, had a look around. A nice one in the country, just near Stratford, and I just saw some lovely calves liver. I was like, well, I'll have that for my dinner. It is hard to get, but I think the more we celebrate and eat those things, the more available it'll be, and the more people are accepting of it. You know, so I mean, I love like calves brains; they're amazing. But
brains,
the supermarket isn't ready for that. Let's face it.
Brains,
one step at a time. Oh, they're lovely.
Oh. Where do you even get those?
Well, I have to get them from a butcher. They take a bit of work, a bit of preparation. It's not as accessible as like say liver is or kidney or something like that. But you have to brine them to remove the blood, and then you flour them, pan fry them. They're lovely. Yeah. Have I sold it to you?
Brains. Yeah. Let me stick that on the shopping list. That's day 1 of February, I think. Once I can.
Yeah, you're going hard first day.
Once I can start eating meat again. And also, I mean, I love what you do. A lot of the techniques, some of the stuff you do, you know, like vacuum sealing things and sticking them in a water bath. I am a bit of a lazy cow, to be honest, Paul. I'm a fan of a cooking gadget. I like my Instant Pot. I like my air fryer. Can I air fryer a calf's brain?
I've never used. I only heard of air fryers a few weeks ago, and
where have you been?
I don't really know what the deal is with them. So I imagine you could. I don't even know how they work really.
So pretty much you can put stuff in there that you would normally put in a fryer. So if you wanted to do like some chips or anything that you normally put in a fryer, and it does it by circulating air. You can put in a little bit of oil, like a tablespoon. Look at me teaching you how to cook, Paul. Honestly, get that Michelin star back. I don't think you've earned it.
So say if you put some potatoes in there like chips, do they taste like chips? They come out nice?
I've not done too many. I've done some like sweet potato fries that I would normally do in the oven.
Okay.
I probably need to practice with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be all over the air fryer game.
Like that. No, because I'm very I'm not a traditional. I do like modern equipment and things, but don't tend to just have it at home really. And I do try and take things back to the basics, and that is a home thing. That's never something you'd have in a professional kitchen, that because you've got deep fat fryers, and you know they make things taste amazing. So then why would we mess about?
Yeah, fair.
Stick a load of beef fat or duck fat in a fryer, and you're away.
That's sort of the thing for me. I have a little bit of guilt as far as like of disposing of the oil, because just at home there's not like a collection for it, and I do care about the environment a bit. You know, I watch too many documentaries, Paul. I blame David Attenborough for me doing Vegan January again anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, that was half the appeal of the air fryer, was like, well, now I'm not going to have to get rid of like liters of cooking oil and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's easy for us to get rid of. Oil companies will take it, filter it, reuse it. But when you're using a few liters at home, it's just not. Yeah, but that mounts up. No, I'll have a look at them actually, and I'll see. I'll let you know. I think. But no, I did a few weeks ago. I was like, air fryer, what is that? Doesn't make sense. Literally a few weeks ago, I heard of it.
Yeah. Going back to the organ thing for a minute, you just reminded me of a time I was in New Zealand with Tom, and I like to experiment. And if I see something on a menu I like the look of, and there was a thing called lamb's fry. Are you familiar with it? Do you know what it is?
Yeah. Is that just a different name for its nuts?
Mate, I couldn't believe it. I Googled, you know, when you order and then Google, I was like, oh, lamb fry. That's going to be lamb, right? I love lamb. And then I look it up. Yeah. Offal served as food, including the testicles. And I'm
Yeah,
like, well, mate, if we're doing calves brains, what have you never thought
yeah.
to put some lamb bollocks on the menu?
I haven't here. They are nice though. Did you eat them?
Do you know, at the time, I think I was so wigged out by it. My other half, Tom, he took the bullet, and
Yeah.
and he had the. I probably would now, but at the time, I would today. Jesus wept, staring down the
I
barrel
have
of more hummus
I have gone
beans.
one step weirder than that.
Mhm.
Squid sperm. That's
No
nice.
way.
Yeah, it was lovely. You pan fry it, it like coagulates and firms up. Pan fry, lemon, parsley.
I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
you're going to
really
sell
good.
that to me or any woman I know, but but fair play to you for trying it. Now, I do want to ask. Everybody loves a shout out. Do you want to shine a spotlight on a mate?
Yeah, there is a mate actually. He's obviously struggled a bit at the moment, like a lot of us, with everything that's going on. He was just opening a really big, cool hotel in Birmingham, and he just everything just fell apart. They were just about to open, so he got made, I think, redundant with obviously the first lot of the pandemic. His name's Adam Bateman, really good friend of mine. We used to work together years ago. He's been on my podcast actually. He was a great guest. He used to talk. A lot of people connected with that because he talked about the race issues he's had in the industry and the bullying he used to get for being like the only black guy in kitchens.
Okay.
But he coped through all of that adversity, which I probably wouldn't have been able to. And then he's come up now, exec chef in 5-star hotels, and he's just opening. It's called the Grand. This hotel, it's just about to open in November. Everything shut up, and now he's kind of in this place of like where he's going to go. But they are going to reopen it, and it looks really exciting. Something really cool for Birmingham. They're not aiming for like Michelin star restaurant, but it's going to be super high quality, really cool place to hang out in. It's like a beautiful old building. But Adam Bateman is a cool guy.
Adam Bateman, I will be sure to check him out. Thank you very much. Any last words? Anything you want to plug? We will, of course, put links to all of your, if we've got space, mate, for all of the good things you're doing right now, your podcast and your cooking school, online cooking school.
Yeah. Well, I've actually just signed a deal to write 6 more cookbooks, so that's keeping me busy at the moment.
6.
Yeah, that's going to be over a few years. So it's kind of like in between the Cookery School and the masterclass. It's kind of going to sit around that, and it's about teaching people how to cook. But I don't want them like collegey books. I want them to be a bit cooler, a bit fresher. So the first one we're doing is meat, poultry, and game. And we're going to have some really cool illustrations, and they talk about the importance of farming and how good it is for the environment if it's done correctly. And just like we'll have a range of recipes from like really simple lamb dish to a really advanced stuffed saddle lamb. So there's something in there for everyone, and it should sort of kind of hopefully stand out in the marketplace, really.
So do you think somewhere among the 6 books we can see a bit of brain, bit of testicle, bit of squid sperm?
Yeah. I think all in one dish will do. That's the ultimate surf and turf, isn't it?
That'll be book 6 when you're like, whoa, I'm running out of ideas. let's just throw all that together. Beautiful stuff. It's been wicked hanging out with you. Thank you so much for coming on, and good luck for everything that's going on in the future. Paul Foster, check out all the links below here on YouTube.